Ignore the messy hair and everything. I just got out of the shower. I just got done lifting. Just don't want to hear you guys talk about it. But anyway, college basketball, not something I typically talk about much on the channel, despite the fact that I'm a former college basketball coach. For those of you that don't know, I was a college basketball coach for a little while. The reason I stepped away is more so due to personal reasons. People wanted me to be around more. Being a college basketball coach takes up a lot of time. Had a successful run and everything, won some conference championships and everything. I was never a head coach or anything. I was an assistant, but had a lot of fun doing it, and I'm still pretty actively involved in the college basketball community. Something that some people have been asking me recently is, hey, Zach Edey, do you think he's going to be a good NBA player? My answer is usually the same, and it's that I'm probably not using a first-round pick on him, but I also wouldn't be surprised if he could find a way to have a role in the NBA. But anyway, I figured I'd kind of try to elaborate on that a little bit. Maybe you guys find this interesting. I'm trying to try some new things on the channel and everything, so I figured what we could do is jump in and watch some college basketball highlights. You guys can watch me react to things in real time and just kind of say, hey, what do I think about this? What do I see in these moments right here? I think I have a unique perspective on this because, one, I coached in college for a long time. I also worked in the NBA for a little bit with some teams, and now I do a lot of basketball consulting and analytics consulting through my business and everything. I still have a lot of college teams that I support through that business. So hopefully my insight is something. I mean, it's just one opinion at the end of the day, so take it as you will. Funny enough, I don't watch like a ton of college basketball. I'm just not a huge fan of like the game. The energy's really fun and everything, but I'm just not a huge fan of the where the game is at right now. As soon as I was able to just start watching like NBA basketball and I didn't have to watch college basketball all the time for my job, I just switched to watching NBA as much as possible. I still do watch a good amount of college though, just because my business heavily involves college basketball teams, and so I watch a lot of my clients' games, but I won't disclose who those teams are or are not for literal legal reasons. But anyway, I figured let's watch some Zach Edey highlights and talk about where he may find success in the NBA and where he might struggle a little bit more, while also trying to have a little bit of fun along the way, right? No reason we can't have a little fun. I'm gonna keep one headphone ear off just because I like to hear myself talk a little bit. All right, running just a little double pick action. Interesting. So this is one thing that I've always noticed with Zach Edey, right? Is like, he's not like a huge vertical presence. And I mean, dude's 300 pounds, right? So there's only so high you can like get off the ground or whatever. I mean, for reference, the dude's 7'4", 300 pounds. In basketball, that alone is going to like make some things happen, right? But the NBA, people are a lot smarter and they have a lot more ways to either get him in trouble defensively or stop him from just being really, really big offensively. What do we got here? Doing a little handoff action here. I feel like I've seen Purdue do this a lot, where they try and get Edey involved in the handoff and then try to hit him on like a pick and roll like afterwards or something like that. You can see like Ohio State's clearly aware of this, and number one tried to kind of help on Edey a little bit there, but unfortunately Edey's just that much taller than everybody else, so you know shit like that's gonna happen. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to pause it this much, but like this is part of the reason why I struggle to watch college basketball right here. Like, look at this shit right here. Like, like we all know how big this motherfucker is, right? Look at this dude just struggling already. Can't get any position on him. Also, why is he trying to get around him on this side when the hoop's over here? Like, it's just little things like that. So he's just waiting. Edey's just camping in the paint, right? Not really involved in too much other action right here. And then just, yeah, he just literally gives up the bucket to him. Like, why try to front him like now? Like, I don't really understand that. Edey just being bigger than everybody else again. I feel like this is something I've seen him be pretty solid at, is when he gets two people behind him, he's pretty good about knowing to kick that shit out. Okay, so this time they're actually staying behind him that time, but they have no way to help him. All right, he's just being bigger than everybody else. That's cool. That happens. In college basketball, you can get away with this shit all day. Like, 12 with the worst help ever. Like, number one rule in basketball, y'all, like, especially on defense, don't help one pass away. Like, look at this right here. Just, just left his dude that's 2 feet away from him wide open. So, fair enough. Like, great pass by Edey and everything. Going into some horns action here. He's going to roll. He brings a lot of gravity. He rightfully gets good position on him. Awesome. Great job, Edey. Edey knows how to use his body really well. And, I mean, he's been coached by some big-time people. I've actually coached with people that coached him in high school. So, pretty good stuff there. Love the atmosphere of these college games, man. Okay, doing a little Spain pick and roll there, and this is the thing, like, this is so basic of basketball. Like, it's just basic coverages, and like 10 doesn't let anybody know that this big ass dude's just rolling to the rim right now. But I mean, fair enough. Like, good for Purdue for running an actual like modern basketball action. A little defensive highlight here. Yep, gets a nice block. Was that? I think that was left-handed too. That's nice. Love to see that. Absolutely love to see that. Ooh, love the hustle as well by Ohio State. All right, what are we doing now? They've got people trying to cut behind Edey for some reason I don't quite understand. That guy tricks the layup, just goes up and dunks it home. Awesome. So here's one of the things with Edey, right? Like, we look at guys like Wembanyama and how high they can get up and everything. Like, that's just an unrealistic expectation. I'm not saying he's got to do that. I think his vertical and stuff is good enough to play in the NBA. Like, and I shouldn't even say his vertical, his ability to like get up and down, right? Like, so let's start this play here again. So he seals off really, really well. 55 blows it. He gets up like pretty easily to go put that back. Yeah, okay, they're gonna show it to us anyway. Seals him off, great play. Give me that shit. Yeah, like, he gets up enough. Like, it reminds me of just Rudy Gobert, honestly. Because, like, I see some people say this style of basketball doesn't necessarily work in the NBA. And, like, offensively, you're probably right. Defensively, he can still probably be a presence on an NBA team. I think it's just going to take a little bit. He seems plenty smart enough. He seems like he knows how to control his body and everything. I just don't think, like... I think the disconnect comes is that people think he's going to be like a god offensively like he is in college, when really people are just fucking morons like this, right? Like, and I shouldn't say that. Like, these dudes just haven't been taught anything else, right? That's just college basketball, unfortunately. But, like, look at that. He's just bigger, stronger than everybody else, and he's still going to be bigger and stronger than everybody. What the fuck is that? As I was saying, he's still just going to be bigger and stronger than everybody else once he gets to the NBA. Like, that's obviously not going to change, but people are going to be smarter in how they guard him. They will still be stronger. So I think Zach Edey's going to be more of like a defensive draft than an offensive draft. All right, let's watch the Rutgers game now. Shout out to Rutgers for having like two of the better players in the country come to their team, Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey. They look like nice players. Cleared up some good space there. What do we got here? They lose Edey here. Ooh, almost went in the hoop or whatever. Ooh, nice and one. But where did he put the ball there? That's what I want to see real quick. Let's see. Slips. Ball almost goes in the hoop. Yeah, he brings it down. Hey, big fellas, when you're that big, all the little people are down below you. Don't bring the ball down at all. Just keep it up. Keep your elbows out. Like, don't be swinging them or anything. Just give yourself space. Hold the ball firm. But... ooh, I like that. See, that makes me happy. That's because that can be some NBA stuff right there. That's gonna be a shot he can get, right? So if he can wait in the dunker spot there and just go up and get some basketballs, like he's got a quick guard or something, like let's just say hypothetically the Pistons take him or something, right? Jaden Ivey's going to the hoop. They get him going left-handed pretty often there in Detroit. He goes on some of that action, gets towards the hoop, maybe draws two because he blows by the first guy. If he can then be like that roll or dunker spot option, that's where his offense might be a little more valuable. Like, I don't think there's going to be too many times where you're just going to Zach Edey in like a post-up situation like we're probably about to see right here. Like, why are they just like, this is my problem, man. Like, what are you supposed to do? Like, so I played against a guy at one point. His name was Diamond Stone. Y'all should look him up. He played at Maryland, and he also was an NBA player for a little bit. Dude was huge, and I got switched on to him like so many times in a game, and my coach like wouldn't give me like help defense. Diamond Stone was like 6'10", like, or 6'11", like 280. I'm like 6'5", 220. Like, it's just... like, this is just math right here, and that's the kind of shit that's not going to happen in the NBA because they're not idiots, right? And again, I shouldn't call them idiots, but like that's just basic math, right? Like, just like, there we go. Okay, so now they've decided maybe we should double team the best player in college basketball. Even then, like, just kind of gets it up, gets the position. They brought the help. That's too late on the help. Like, here's this situation. First of all, why is this guy like trying to cut back door there like a little bit? So he's rightfully in the corner or whatever. They should just be sending this guy and have him in the middle like already. One, he's not big enough to stop him if he does catch the ball, so that's probably a issue in itself. So good on them for getting the right guy there. But also, like, So let's say he comes down low here, right? This little man, he comes down low here. You might be saying, okay, well, now you're leaving dude in the corner open. He's 3 passes away right now. Like, you've got enough time to get another strong closeout or something and force them to swing the rock again and try to find another way to prevent them from getting the ball in here. You have to be trying to stop these paint touches as much as possible right now. What are we doing? Getting a touch. Again, why are you biting on it? Like, stop. Just like, ooh. Who is that kid? Do they have in, like, who is this dude? Where is he going? How far away did he jump out, too? Because that's actually pretty impressive, too. Okay, he wasn't quite as far out. He's just really, really big. But hey, I like that he's got the ability to go up and, like, put the ball in the hoop. He clearly doesn't care if anybody's in front of him. So, like, that's encouraging. I think what we should compare this to is like a Taco Fall or something, right? Like these big centers that kind of dominate college basketball and everything. They don't normally dominate like Zach Edey does, but these big centers that come into the draft and everything, like they were good in college basketball because people aren't smart enough to know how to defend them or whatever, or they're just too physically imposing, right? Like we've all played pickup ball at the Y or something where shit like this just unfortunately happens, right? There's just one dude bigger than everybody else and they can just muscle everyone because that's just how basketball works sometimes. But I think the difference here is he has enough coordination and he has a lot of strength. Maybe he has to drop a little weight, I don't know, like, but he is just like big, strong dude, right? So if he can just wait hands up in dunker spot situations, like I think there's a backup center role for this guy, right? Especially if they can find a way to like help him with defensive rotations and stuff like that, knowing how to maybe play some drop coverage or something. Unfortunately, if you bring him out on the perimeter, that's going to be a weakness of his, but same with like Rudy Gobert most times. So I'm saying he can kind of maybe be a poor man's Rudy. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I look mad goofy with my headphones like this, but that's all right. This is a late night recording that I just wanted to try something different. It is what it is. All right, let's see this one. This is a cool matchup between them and Michigan. There's actually a dude on Michigan's court right now that I recruited, and he didn't come to my team. Took him 3 years to get on the court or whatever, but that's fine. He made a good decision for him at the end of the day. It's all love. It's all love. But anyway, let's see what we got going on here. They do a bump off with him to there. Ooh, another bump off to get back. I see you, Michigan. Actually, pretty good defense there. Unfortunately, he's just 7'4". Like, that's probably the shot you want to get him to settle for, right? All right, gets a good box out there. He actually sought out the body, which you don't see a ton of people do, especially at his size. That's awesome. Found the kick out there. I've already liked these highlights a lot better than some of the other ones. What do we got here? Going to the pick, he gets the switch, which nobody else on Michigan has noticed already, but the point guard has clearly seen this. So, but we got 2 people posting up now, which I haven't seen this since like David West played in New Orleans. And so this guy has no idea he has Zach Edey next to him that he could just dump off to because he wants the bucket. But hey, it works out. This is just why I struggle to watch college basketball sometimes. It's just basic stuff. And I find that kids coming in nowadays, like, just miss some of the simple things in basketball. But that's a whole nother discussion or whatever. But fair enough. All right, what do we got here? Looks like Teixeira down there playing in the 2-3. Not a bad way to try and guard Edey in all honesty. But again, like, what did we talk about like earlier? Like, they're trying to front him on the opposite side of where the hoop is. Like, so he just moves you because he's 300 pounds. Easy catch. You should, by the way, you should never do a post entry from like all the way up here. You should do it free throw line extended or lower, but somehow they get a chest pass into the paint and just an easy dunk. Ooh, a little attitude though, Zach Edey. That's what I'm talking about. I like this number 3 here. He knows where to go with the ball a lot of times, and that always makes me happy. All right, what do we got now? Some kind of BS horns action. We've seen it a little bit before. They're not going to help Teixeira out at all. Just gets something put in the hoop. So this is something like in the NBA, right? Like if you get switched on to like a wing or something like that and you can dump it down to an Edey, someone that's very comfortable scoring around the rim, maybe that's where the offense comes into play a little bit more. You have to have some guys that you're willing to like switch on, or you have to have a team that is willing to switch, things like that. Because I just don't know. I feel like NBA bigs are going to be smarter than this. But I'd be curious. Again, just sealing off the wrong end, like, and then he just holds them down because why not, right? And it's like, okay, I'm going to go get my 2 points right quick. Let me just go up and dunk that shit. You little stupid ass. Like, what are you doing? Hey. Yeah, let me get a replay of this. Just again, like, look at number 2, just gave up. I don't know what he's supposed to do either, but just gave up. All right, he's attacking the hoop. Gets stripped by somebody. I don't know who got stripped there. What do we got? Where are we going with it, number 3? I'm trying to figure this out right now. Good. They actually ran their lanes really well here. So nobody has picked up Zach Edey. I've already figured that out. Like, nobody's looking to see where the 7'4" dude is. I promise you I'm already throwing this pass. Oh, really good seal again. Thank you, Zach Edey. See, that's the stuff that I love, right? It's the fundamentals. He's a lot smarter and, like, more refined of a basketball player than some of these other bigs that are coming in and everything. I might be talking myself into taking Zach Edey with, like, a late first-round pick if I'm a team and I could use some big man depth. You might talk me into it. All right, really good seal there. Just moves him. That's a travel. That's a travel. It's all good. We get our buckets. Who cares? You can get away with that in the league, too. What do we got now? All right, so, again, we got the littlest dude on the court trying to help. He's going to help way too late. Like, just already go and start swiping at him. Like, and I don't know. I can't tell exactly who this is over here, but you got to be ready to kind of cross out and help or whatever. If he backdoors, he backdoors, but we should have done more to try and prevent this pass from going into start. But instead, he just turns around and he's just bigger than him, and that's what 25 realized right there. He's like, what am I supposed to do about this, coach? Well, we got to find a way to not let him touch it. Oop, look what I found. Oh, damn. Sorry, bud. That's unfortunate. I don't know what you're supposed to do about that either. Look what I found. That's crazy, because Teixeira's like 6'9". Yeah, get off me. You're little. Yeah. No, I like it. Again, like, this pass will not happen in the NBA right here. Like, there's no way you can get a chest pass, like, from the top of the key to, like, the elbow right there. Like, that's just, there's too many arms and hands and things like that in the way. I just don't see it happening. Where do we got now? And that's, oh, geez, that's a half? God damn, I thought I was at the end of the game. Oh, my God. Y'all were not ready for this game. Look at all these disappointed Michigan fans right here, man. Look at how bummed they are about this. They're like, what are we supposed to do? All right, so trying to be physical. I like that. Whoa. It was a really aggressive pass for no reason, but fair enough. Fair enough. Found your dude. What do we got now? Tried to do a little bit of a late Spain pick and roll, it looks like. Hey, 32, I respect it. I don't know what else you're supposed to do either. Where are we going now? Where are we going now? Oh, we're going to get a replay. Yeah. Nom. Give me those. All right, so there's no one down there to help. Why? I wonder why they left the 3-2. Like, the game's pretty close. Again, I don't have much context for this game or whatever, but curious to see. Okay, so he shrugs off the help defender or whatever. This guy's trying to post. I don't know what's going on here. Only in college basketball. Nice little drop step. Gets up, gets contact. Easy and one. Easy and one. 32. What are you doing swiping at the top of his head, dog? When you're big men, when you're going to block a shot, don't try to block it in their hands. They can move their hands, but, like, you know where it has to go up on the hoop, right? So let's play this. So he goes to try and block it from his hands because he's used to being taller than everybody else, but that's not the right way to do it. You know he has to put the ball up here, jump up there, right? Like, that's where the ball eventually has to go. Unfortunate, but nice drop step. He gets the weight going one way. He pushes on him over on that left side of him. Spins back right. Awesome. Ooh. We got excited about something right here. Kind of a shitty screen there, Edey. Damn. Like, that dude's not that big. Just, like, if you take one step higher, and I know there's cylinder fouls in college and everything, but just take one step higher, like, we could set an actual screen and... I don't know, whatever. I'm being too nitpicky or whatever. But again, another chest pass just through the middle of the court to a lone post up. But whatever, right? All right, so again, got a little ISO here. Turn around, put that in the hoop. They're so annoyed, and I would be too. I wouldn't know what to do with this. I have some, my first college game, we went against... I'm not even sure if I should mention who it was, but a guy that ended up going #1 overall in the NBA draft, and he's a center. I'm just trying not to give away too much information of where I was or whatever. I just don't know if teams want me discussing that stuff. But I know what it looks like to just get, like, manhandled by these dudes that don't need to be in college basketball. It's not fun. Really good, like, way to create space there again. Yeah, give me those. And one. Yeah, give me those. Strong rebound. I like it. Nice two-hand. Give me that shit. If you're that much bigger and stronger than everybody, that's defender. Man, YouTube, you know I don't got time for this. Move. Oh, that was it. Okay, fair enough. Alrighty, also, in conclusion, I'm not gonna lie, like, I liked watching that more than I thought I was going to. Zach Edey, definitely better than the average, like, college basketball dominant giant, if you will. You guys know the types that I'm talking about or whatever, but again, I'm not using a lottery pick on him. I think we just need to change our expectations a little bit, that his offensive game and what we've seen so far, because he's not much of a shooter or anything like that, I think it's going to be limited to very much like switches where he can then turn around, put the ball in the hoop or something like that. And then also playing in the dunker spot a little bit, right? Like things like that. Defensively, I think there's a lot of potential. Obviously, just being 7'4" is being 7'4" at the end of the day. It'd be kind of nice if you're like an Eastern Conference team or something like that, and you know you got to go up against Joel Embiid at some point, or maybe you're in the Western Conference and you're looking at like a Sabonis or a Jokic or something, just to have a guy that's not going to be like a pushover come playoff time. You can go throw him in for like 7-8 minutes and kind of be physical with a dude like that. Like, I mean, he's smart enough to play. That's the biggest thing at the end of the day. And I just think that there is a role for him. I like guys like Taco Fall or something. Sorry to throw Taco Fall under the bus. I was like, there's just no shot. Like he's not going to work in the NBA. There's something here. It's just not going to look like what he looks like in college. I wanted to take a look quick at the latest mock draft because I know he was here. So let me just find him quick. There it is. Zach Edey, San Antonio Spurs. See, now that's a really interesting idea. They already have Zach Collins, so they kind of have the center position on lock or whatever. But having, like, being able to go from a guy like Wemby to a guy like Edey, one, you always have a really smart center in at every point of the game, which is a cool thing. But it's just it's a different look, right? It's a completely different look. You'd have consistent, like, 7'4" size on the court, which would just be nuts. But, like, as a backup center, having a 7'4", 300-pound dude to just go be physical and continue to protect the rim, while maybe you have dudes like a Keldon Johnson or something like that, or a Trey Jones kind of just running their actions, and he can be a dump-off guy for them. I don't know. Like, I'm not opposed to an early second-round pick. Maybe you could talk me into a late first or something like that. Maybe. There's not a high ceiling, right? I mean, if he develops a three-point shot, then we're talking something completely different, right? But as of right now, that just doesn't seem to be a part of his game. But I'm curious, at the very least. I'm very curious about Zach Edey. You guys let me know what you think of this video format and everything. I was literally just sitting down eating some chicken, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to record another video today, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to see if people like it. So y'all let me know or whatever. And let me know what other players I should look at or talk about or something like that, and we can talk about their transition to the NBA and what skills I like and what skills maybe I don't or whatever. But anyway, leave a comment, subscribe, do all those things if you feel like it, or don't, I guess. But appreciate you guys as always. Appreciate the love the channel gets and everything. And yeah, we'll talk to y'all later.